Hello, fellow teacher instructors. My name is Thomas Chad Barton with Grand Canyon University. Signing in for EDU 534 with Grant Stock. Today we will be talking about facilitating engagement in the adult learning environment, some tips, perspectives, and practices. So what's on the agenda here? Why does student involvement matter? What are the three actors in the learning environment? How do we improve engagement with each actor in traditional and online environment? And what are two optional presentation models for an online and traditional environments? Okay, why does student involvement matter? Well, the science is settled. Student engagement leads to better learning outcomes. And to support this, we have an abundance of documentation. It just keeps going and going. So if you can get your students to be engaged, you will have a better learning outcome. Okay, so what are these three actors that are involved in the learning environments? The first one is the learners interacting with the content, the instructors interacting with the learners, and one that's not so much intuitive is the learners interacting with themselves. There's a fourth engagement that occurs in the learning environment, and that is between the instructor and the content, and people would term this as content delivery, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's go ahead and focus on the main three actors. Okay, so how do we improve engagement between the learner and the instructor? Well, in the traditional model, you'll go ahead and provoke conversations and challenge students. Stimulating an emotional response is always a good way to do this. There's a saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity. I'm sorry. Well, when you're in the classroom, there's really no such thing as provoking bad emotions or good emotions. Getting the people thinking about a topic, no matter what side of the topic they're on, is always good. And you can also be very clear about how and when you can get in touch during office hours. When can students get that one-on-one time that they need to understand the subject is always important. In the online learning environment, it's very, very important to develop a learning management system. The system monitors discussions of students, and you can even grade them on this interaction. Okay, some of those tools are called Blackboard, Moodle, or Canvas. Also, you should encourage students to use social media to achieve connectivity between each other. That way they can get to learn about each other as they're learning and develop bonds and relationships that may be inhibiting interaction and discussion and engagement. If they know each other better, that's a better chance for engagements. Okay, how do we improve engagement between the learner and the contents? Okay, some tips for the traditional learning environment. Provide times for accessing the content outside of the classroom. Um, you know, how can they access the content once they're outside the classroom? Preferably, we would not like to provide just a book for them to learn the content. We want to provide digital content whenever possible. We are a very busy society on the phone, with jobs and family, so being able to access it at your own leisure is very important. For the online students, providing video versions of the content wherever possible. People absorb things better in video environments. Videos are ubiquitous in today's technology, so taking advantage of that is a great opportunity to get engagement. Also, we should provide content that's accessible and usable via the phone. Most people use their phones for everything from setting up dinner reservations to accessing school content. Even doing work emails on phones now is acceptable. And keeping in mind that the attention spans are short, so we must adapt expectations of how the students interact with those short attention spans. Short bits of learning content is preferable that they can step away from, digest, and then come back to. Okay. And another actor is the learner to learner engagement. Traditional way of stimulating this is to provide time at the beginning of each class for introductions. That way they can get to know each other on a more personal level, and also assigning group work whenever possible to facilitate engagement. Online, you can allow access to the chat room, discussion boards, and also grade that participation. And also you can provide an anonymous way for students to contact each other without allowing their personal information to be accessed. That way they can feel that their opinions are not going to affect their personal lives. It's just going to be withheld inside of the um, learning environment. Okay, so now we'll get to that fourth segment, which was the teacher and content interaction, known as content delivery. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pick two topics or tips that will help in both the traditional and the online environment. And one is to add closed captions for better understanding. And a second option is to add translational closed captions for ESL audience. We live in a multipolar, multicultural world with lots of different languages being spoken. So it's important to take advantage of that or be prepared for that. As we move through our schooling. Okay, in summary, it's well documented that higher levels of engagement lead to better learning outcomes. There are three major engagements in the classroom: learner to learner, learner to content, and learner to instructor. Okay, and there are several different tools available to improve each of these different characters and content avenues, both in the in-person and the online learning model. Using closed captions and closed caption translations can improve content delivery for instructors. But the main thing to take away is you are the change the students are seeking. So make sure that you take that responsibility seriously and do your job to the best of your ability. Okay. Thank you very much and have a great day.